Step 6, urgency. So we've got guarantee, we've got urgency. And you notice all these steps, all the steps I'm walking you through, they are psychological. You notice that? They're all psychological, right? Urgency. Any quick question before I continue? Any questions? Put in the chat. No questions are good. That means it's clear. Great. Okay, urgency. So, step number 6, urgency. And when the prospects, they're thinking, hey, they already decided to buy, sometimes they've made a decision, but they also have a lot of psychological things that may be holding them back. Yes, right? And they may be, not the right time, or is it a money thing, is it a budget thing? They talk themselves out of investing or moving forward. Is that possible, yes or no? Right? So how can we create a little bit of urgency and say, because when it comes to making offers, when it comes to closing, please write this down. Closing is not something you do to somebody, it's something you do for them. Closing is not something you do to people, it's something you do for them. So what it means is sometimes we have to use certain psychological elements and triggers to motivate people to act, right? Just like, it's like this. If I know, example, let's say smoking or vaping is not good for you, and you have this addiction, well, sometimes you see these, I was in Vegas many years ago, they had the body, the people who show the human body, right, where it's like right? And it shows the lungs, right? It's all mannequins, right? They show the lungs of like what happens when you smoke cigarettes, right? And how the lungs gets all black and it's like looks disgusting, right? But that helps people to quit smoking. So sometimes you got to do a certain things to motivate your prospects, even though your offer is good for them, but they have got so many things that might be holding them back that they don't take action. So we have to use some of these, like utilize these levers and say, hey, take action. This is why you need to take action. Versus, take action whenever you want. Because for most people, given the reason, given the situation, if they don't have to act, they don't act. Write this down. For most people, if they don't have to act, they don't act. Because we are creatures of habits. We don't like to change. Like, new action, new risk, don't know, not ready, maybe next time, maybe later, procrastination kicks in, don't do it. So when you understand, okay, if you don't give them a reason to act, they're not going to act. So how can you create urgency? And ideally, it's real urgency, not fake urgency, right? Like it's real urgency versus fake urgency. And there are marketers who do fake urgency before. And in the past, I've done fake urgency in the past, right? When I was younger, 20-somewhat years old. But I prefer if you use real urgency. Like, hey, this is urgent. It's actually limited, and it's real limitation. Yes, it's better. It's better because it's real, right? And when you hear objections like, I like what I'm hearing, but what if I want to buy it, but I'll do it tomorrow, right? That could help me a little bit later, but in my later, maybe I'll do it later, which means never. Write this down. Later means never. Doesn't happen, right? What you don't do today simply won't get done. It's like this. You look at people who procrastinate, one of the words procrastinators use all the time is someday. Someday I would love to do that. Someday I would love to travel to that place. Someday I would love to do this. Someday I would love to meet that person. Someday I would love to take your program. Someday I would love to buy the product. It doesn't exist because you look at your calendar. You got Monday, you got Tuesday, you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's no someday. Imagine you make an appointment with somebody. Hey, I would like to make an appointment with you someday. So when are we meeting? Someday. It doesn't exist. It is a lie that people tell themselves. It's an illusion. It's an illusion that gives them comfort that they might do something. Oh, someday I would love to lose weight. No, you'll be fat for the rest of your life. That's what's going to happen. It doesn't happen. There's no, oh, someday I would love to get into, no, it's not going to happen. If you don't have a clear, Monday I'm going to do this, Wednesday I'm going to do that, not happening. And your clients are the same. They don't have to act, they don't act, right? So ideally, use real urgency, don't use, and you would see, could you use fake urgency to motivate people to buy? Yes, you could. But I think it's better if you use real urgency. And you don't really need to use fake urgency. I mean, you could, this is a good example. One of the ways you can create urgency is limited quantity. Write this down, limited quantity. Because if you study law of economics, right, supply and demand, one of the ways you can increase price is to drive up demand. You can drive up, let me give you an example. Right now, again, put your hand if you're in coaching and consulting space, right? So people coming to you, you charge a certain amount of money, yes? What if you have 10 times more people coming to you right now? 10 times more leads, 10 times more inquiries, people want to hire you as a coach, as a consultant. Could you charge more money, yes or no? How quick? Like that. Supply and demand. So when you are in demand, you're in command, right? When you're in demand, you are in command of your prices, how much you want to charge, who you want to do business with. So part of what we do to do high-ticket offer, you have to know how to drive demand. Because it's one thing to increase your price. You increase your price, no one is buying, that doesn't do anything. It's you drive up the demand first, then you increase your price, then you increase your profit. Yes? Or you do both where you drive up demand, but at the same time, you limit the supply. That is something you can do right now. I learned this in my 20s. When in the beginning of my copywriting career, right, I was just writing copy, getting started, right, and I learned that, hey, when our prospects contact me to become a client, if I tell them, hey, you know, Dan, I want to hire you to write copy. Oh, no problem, I can do it right now, I'm available, because I thought that's how business should be done. You want to provide a lot of convenience to your clients. And I said, yeah, I can start anytime. I feel like they don't value me. Then they want me to discount my services, or they just give me a hard time because the supply is too available. Then I said, when I learned, right, that, oh, when they want my services, I don't just get all too excited and jump into it, which I teach in HTC, for those who know. And you just take a step back and say, oh, when can you start? I'm kind of like, I'm working with different clients right now. I'm kind of busy. The earliest I can start with you is like next week or 2 weeks after or next month. Is that okay? That isn't a deal killer for us, is it? Oh. Sometimes you make them wait a little bit. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It creates urgency. What it does is, write this down, it creates tension. And tension is good when it comes to closing. It creates tension. So look at Hermes is a perfect example, which, you know, my wife is an expert at, which now I'm an expert at as well, unfortunately, which I don't want to, right? Yeah, so you just try it. If you find it in Hermes in your city or when you're traveling, just walk in there, and you just walk in there and say, hey, I want to buy a Birkin, I want to buy a Kelly, which is a $10,000 bag. See what they would reply to you. here's what they would say. It's not available. We don't have it. They fucking lie to your face, right? They say, we don't have it. Like, what do you mean you don't have it? No, we don't have it. No, they have it in the back. They just tell you they don't have it. Just fucking lie to your face, right? They're trained to lie to your face. We don't have it. So can you imagine, you walk in, you say, I've got my credit card on my hand, I want to buy a $10,000 bag. We're not selling it to you. We don't have it. But when are you going to have it? We don't know. So in order to get one of those, ladies, to get like a Birkin or Kelly, and usually you don't even see it on display, by the way. Most of the time you don't see it on display. You might have one or two, but they don't see it on display. You have one ugly color, but not that good color. In order to buy it, what you need to do, you got to play a game with them, right? So you got to go in, you got to buy some of these other things, assess like, buy some plates, buy some jackets, buy some stuff, right? And you spend enough money, usually equivalent of the bag. So you want to buy a $10,000 bag, you spend about $10,000 buying other things. Sometimes $20,000, depends on the location, right? If you go to Vegas, $20,000. Once you spend enough money, then they would say, oh, we might have something available. And then they take you to a private room that's closed door, that's like very exclusive. And they take out two, sometimes one, orange boxes, and they show you the bag. That's how it works. It's fascinating. Just from a learning experience perspective, you should experience it. Just go in and ask, I want to buy a bag. Getting rejected when you say, I want to spend $10,000 and they say no to you. Fucking unbelievable, right? And in some cases, like my wife wants certain color, you spend money. Let's say right now she wants to buy back in December. She's spending money now up to December, right? Let's say up to whatever, $10,000, $20,000. And then we will place a special order. Then in X amount of months, we get a phone call from them and then say, oh, the bag is here. Then we can go pick it up. That's how they do it. You can learn a lot from that. They don't do the, oh, you want to buy? Here we go. No, they say no. They say no to you. And that is what built that company. And now, you look at Chanel, you look at LV, they also copy that now. You look at Chanel, number of bags, you walk in, not available. What the fuck? Right? It's right there. Nah, not available. And when you ask them, when is it going to be available? We don't know. How can I get one? They can't answer that question. Because they cannot tell you, you got to buy a bunch of other shit before we show it to you. They can't tell you that. Right? And so they say shit like, oh, it's only reserved to our most loyal clients. That means you got to spend a whole bunch of money before they show you anything. And it works. It works. Like they take the whole urgency thing to the extreme. Right? They take that and they use it and they do it. Right? It's very fast. Every time I go there, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to play this game again. Here we go. Right, here we go. Right? Especially I teach this. So I'm seeing what they're doing, but I have no choice because I got my wife, right? You want to talk about irresistible offer? I mean, either we get the bag or divorce, which one you want? I mean, it's easy choice. I don't need 3 boxes. It's A and B. You get the bag or divorce? I choose the bag, honey. The bag. Okay, great. Right? It's easy yes. It's hell yes. So which color you want, right? But I don't like the process because I know what they're doing, right? So it drives me crazy when I go, right? When they have to play this game and doing this, and my wife has to pretend, oh, that's very nice. She gets some scarves, got some other stuff, which I think is all, we don't need any of it because we don't want it, but you can't get the bag without buying all this crap, right? So it's crazy. Limited quantity. And then you can also do limited time. limited time. Right? So here's an event, right, called Web Summit. So they do kind of like an early bird thing. So if you do any kind of event, for those of you who are thinking of doing an event or doing an event, you can do super early bird. Let's say your ticket is $1,000, but super early bird, if you order 6 months in advance, it's $500. And then afterwards, you do early bird, that could be $700. And then afterwards, it's regular $1,000. So you reward people for taking action early. Or you could also combine with bonuses. If you order the tickets early, like a super early bird, you get these kind of perks or these kind of bonuses. So that could also work to create urgency. Clear? Yes? Urgency. So it could be limited time, it could be limited quantity. There are other ways to do it, but I want to give you the kind of the two go-to, limited time, limited quantity. Could be a combination of both.